Hello and welcome to this edition of Living in Harmony with the Real World. My name is Gary Edward Kedall. I'm a psychologist, psychotherapist, family therapist with 25 years of experience, and today I want to talk about a subject that is quite interesting in itself. It's the subject of predator and prey. Now, what does predator and prey got to do with you and with me? Well, it's got a lot to do with us. We know in the animal kingdom that it's quite easy to notice the difference between predators and prey. Predators, the cats, dogs, birds, and they have the eyes together, they have good parallel vision, and they're very good at working out distances and how to find and how to trap their prey. You can see films and videos of birds diving in enormous distances and catching rabbits and mice and other small creatures because their eyes are so keen and such good vision. However, they don't notice much of what's going over here because they don't care, because the predators are not scared, whereas prey, horses and other similar animals, they have the eyes on the side of the head, and they have these sort of parabolic type ears that turn in all different directions because they need to be aware of what's going on. So deers, horses and deers, that's just, I'm sure there are many others. And they have the most incredible vision. A horse has a field of vision of about 330 degrees. That's all around here. Just there's a little bit behind the head and a little bit underneath the nose that it can't see, but it can see most of everything. And with its ears it can hear most of everything that goes along. So that's the difference in nature of predators and prey. But as human beings, we are also more or less a predator or more or less prey. That's just the way we are, that's the way we function. And there's nothing wrong with either one. It's just that if it starts to become extreme, it can cause difficulties and it can create suffering. Now, someone that's basically a predator, and that's your captains of industry, that's the inventors, that's a lot of people that are very, very good at focusing. The two eyes come together and they can work without being distracted. They can have this laser vision of life and of what they're doing, and they don't take any notice of the world around them most of the time, and that can cause problems in relationships because they can seem particularly unempathic, because when they're involved in something, they don't really care about other things. They can be highly successful, highly functional, highly efficient, but they can also seem cold and distant and not interested in other people. On the other hand, you have people that are more on the level of prey, and one can say that vaguely that's more the feminine aspect, and the masculine aspect is being a predator, but there are many, many women that are very, very predator, and there are very many men that are also quite prey. For instance, I had a patient once that was incredibly nice, incredibly generous. He was a bit of a mechanic, and he used to do the repairs for the MOT that we use in America for the technical control. That's my phone that's talking to me. For the technical control for cars, but I presume you have. And he would often be called by his friends if we can give him a hand to prepare the car to go through this test. Until one day he got a phone call from another town, someone that said he's a friend of a friend and he has not much money and his car needs to go through this technical control. And would he come up and be so kind to come up for a day and help him prepare his car for it? And he was ready to do that. And I said, please don't. I've been working for a while. And he says, well, why not? I says, because you're being used. This is not your friend. I said, how much does it cost when you go to the garage for a mechanic to look at your car? It says between 150 and 200 francs. Switzerland things are quite dear. So it's just the way it is. And I say, well, what are you worth? What's your value? He says, yes, but I'm helping a friend. I say, it's not a friend. It's someone that's using and abusing you. And he wasn't very happy about this. He wasn't very happy about this discussion, but just the same, he listened to me and he went away. And the next week he came back and he admitted that he had not gone to do this. He'd found an excuse to not go. And he followed this idea of creating limits and trying to find some sort of balance between what he gave and what he received back. And a few weeks later he came back complaining. He said, Mr. Garrett, I've lost half my friends. I said, no, you haven't. You've not lost one friend. Because if you stop being as generous as you have been and they run away from you, it's because they've been abusing you. And you haven't lost anything. The people that are still here, and you are kind and you are generous, and those are the people that you should be with, you should be in contact with. So the message of this episode is that if you are prey, if you are easygoing and kind and generous, is set some limits. Make sure that when you give, there is at least something reasonable in return. Not to be cynical, not to say I give what you're giving back, but just sort of keep some vague awareness of the balance in your life and the way it works, and the people that are constantly needing help and support and never seem to have much to give back. I mean, if you know someone that's very generous with other people and you want to be generous with them, that's wonderful, because it's passing it on, passing it forward. But there are some people that just always seem to need help and support, and they never have much means to give back, and those are not good people for you to be with or to be around. So set some limits, take care of yourself, find people of confidence, friends, members of your family that you can discuss this with so that you can find a healthy balance for yourself. And if you're a predator, when people start to complain that you're cold and empathic, you don't care, etc., etc., listen to them. Because they're more than likely right. And nothing is to say that you are wrong with who you are as a person, but an awareness that you don't always pay enough attention to other people's sensibilities and their feelings and their needs. And sort of put that on your list of your own priorities. That will improve so much your relationship with other people. Well, there we are. Thank you for your attention. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.